this is going to be a sort of addendum to my previous video because I completely forgot to mention another big thing I've been working on over the past week, which is particle effects. I've done a couple of short videos showing them off, but I thought I'd do a proper one where I talk about them. So let's go over here and show some of them. So this is a example of a waterfall sort of particle system. It's pretty basic, but it's lit and I think it looks pretty decent from far away for the purposes of the game. I've turned off the water, by the way. You'll see why in a minute. Yeah, I think they're looking pretty decent. They've got quite a few attributes you can change in them in the moment, and they're very, very flexible. Although the way I've kind of implemented it is a little bit scary memory-wise, and I'm not entirely sure of the performance of it at the moment. So I'll have to see if it's actually been a success or not. And so there's also trails behind the boats. Again, I've got water off, so it's going to look weird, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with those as well. It's the same sort of effect as the waterfall one. They need to interact with the new lighting system, which they don't at the moment, but when they do, they'll be a bit more impressive. And another thing I've used this for is snow, which I think looks really nice. So if I bump up this incorrectly named rain variable, you can see we've got this snow going on here, which I've got sort of a very basic turbulence field, which is based off of a sine wave in each of the Cartesian axes, which just controls the position. Sorry, controls the velocity of them actually rather. Looks pretty good, I think. Could add more waves on top of each other to give probably a more realistic effect, but doing that many operations for this many particles per frame is probably going to get expensive, and I think it looks pretty snowy as it is already, to be honest. And so I think I've probably showed off this shader before, but the snow itself is being placed on by a post-processing shader I wrote a while back. Tell you what, actually, I'm going to actually bump up the exposure and reduce the white point because it gets a bit dark with the snow, and it'll probably come through badly in video. Come on. There we go. So yeah, this basically places down snow based on the normal of the surface, and I also now use the new sky ambient volumes to decide where snow should go. So for example, below this sort of rock formation, there shouldn't really be any snow down here, and as you can see, the shader reflects that. We've got lots of snow out here outside, but very little has actually managed to get underneath these rocks. It's the same below any of these sort of structures, and it means there's no snow inside the oh, hello jet ski, goodbye. Means there's no snow inside here. The particles are still there, unfortunately. Again, when I've hooked them up to my new lighting system, they'll go as well, but you can see there's no actual snow in here. So it works really nice for stuff like that. And even when it's not underneath structures, you still get this sort of a more realistic deposition. Works surprisingly well, I think, actually. See, there's not much down here, for example. So yeah. Unfortunately, the snow does not work well on dynamic objects because when they're moving around, it shifts the position that it's sampling the snow from, so it looks very messy on those. So the solution for those would be to render out some kind of mask for moving objects, which there shouldn't be too many of, but that mask texture would probably be quite useful for some other things as well. For example, the motion blur right now is based on I reproject the point to its previous position to calculate where it was, which messes up on any objects which have moved. If I can show that quickly. I think it's about stuck. So you can you can see the snow issue here because I'm sampling at different positions. The snow is moving on the vehicle, which would be fine if it was static, but because it's moving around, it looks very broken. I don't think I'm going to be able to show the motion blur artifact very easily, so I won't try and do that. I'll just leave it at it being wrong, and you guys just have to take it at that. So yeah, I think that covers all the stuff I've done with particles and this snow shader. I wish I'd remembered to do it on the previous video, but oh well. So yeah, that's that. Goodbye.